In the previous video, Alex Hormozy and I told you that it's important to self-reflect, to understand your own mission and purpose in your career in order to build motivation for yourself and in order to build a compelling story that you can tell to others, which will help carry you through interviews and even on the job as you try to influence others. If you can have an emotional attachment to what you're doing, you build a more compelling case than being like a dry analyst or a mercenary, as he put it, that's only following the money. In this video, I'll give you 4 reasons that I'm personally pursuing a high-paid tech career in particular, and I encourage you to stitch or comment. I would love to hear your story as well. So the first reason that I'm pursuing this is that I want to make my family comfortable, and that includes myself, wife, kids, my extended family, my parents. The same reason that I would be pursuing any career, frankly, the reason that I went to college at all. So from this perspective, I didn't choose tech, tech chose me. And now it makes sense why none of my degrees are in tech. I have an undergraduate double major in economics and political science, and then I got a master in policy and a PhD in economics. And the reason that I got this economic core was because I wanted to earn money. And I wasn't sure which niche I wanted, business, accounting, finance, and so on. I said, I will get the higher order financial degree, which is economics, and then I'll pick my profession later. So I'll just get a general enabler and I'll specialize later. And after learning economics, what I realized is, whoa, not only can I make more money, but lots, like millions of people can make billions more dollars if I could actually fix policy. And I thought, well, this is a good goal. So let me move up to DC. I still live near DC. And I said, I have plenty of policy fixes. I'll just take my great ideas up to DC and we'll fix the economy, right? So I worked as a political consultant for years, and lo and behold, I discovered having good ideas doesn't get policy implemented. You need to get votes. Crazy, right? And unfortunately, the ideas which play well in our political system are not good economic policies. And so changing policy is hard. And while I was here, what I discovered is it's much easier to tangibly improve many people's lives through technology rather than through policy. Because in technology, it's still difficult. Anyone who's started a startup will tell you that it's not easy, but it's easier to come up with a good idea, get some backers, and go implement a thing that actually helps some people. It's easier to do this in the route of technology than it is to do this in the political system. And that brings me to reason number 2 that I'm passionate about a high-paying tech career. And that is that I believe that tech is the sector where I can have the greatest impact. So one of the reasons I just gave you, that the barrier to implementation is lower in tech compared to policy and economics, but it goes beyond that. Tech cuts across all industries. So not only is tech a preferred alternative to economics and political science, it's actually a preferred alternative to any particular industry. Think about it. Health has health tech. Education has ed tech. I worked at the College Board, for example. Any industry that you're interested in has a tech layer. So by getting into tech, you can improve across industries. And that's another reason that tech has really high impact. Third, I just personally found that I tried it and I found that it worked for me. So that's another reason that I can have an impact here. And if you're not sure, I would just say try it out. Give yourself a trial, 1, 2, 3 months, something like that. And if you find coding or data analysis, if you find a technical skill tolerable, you don't need to be passionate about it. But if you say, yeah, I could do this for 10, 20 years and earn a bunch of money and it would be acceptable. If you can find it tolerable, I think that's a green flag. So those were 3 reasons I thought I could have high impact in tech. And there's a 4th, which is that my economic training in particular informed me that tech as an industry is unique among other industries and that it has low propensity to exhibit diminishing returns. So that's a bit of a technical explanation, but it turns out that even under economic analysis, the tech industry is unique and it's a place where we can have high impact. You can see for a bit of an explanation here, the Cobb-Douglas function includes coefficient A, which stands in for technology, and it's not subject to diminishing returns, unlike the other factors of the equation. Third reason I'm interested in a high-pay tech career is because the high pay is a status symbol, and so by being a leader in the industry, I set myself up for item number 4, which is going to be where I tell you that it's transferable and I can teach this. So people want to listen to tech leaders, not just an average tech worker or a below average tech worker. So for me, I'm not just interested in working in tech, I'm interested in leading the field of tech. This third reason, this status and leadership reason that I'm interested in the high pay, goes beyond education. It includes my ability to influence industry norms, which I would like to do. I want to change hiring, firing, and performance review practices in the tech industry. If you're in the industry, you will have heard of this infamous leak code style coding round, which I think is a very poor practice. It's hard to change an industry level practice unless you're an industry leader. So that's another reason that I want to position myself as a leader so that I can then change that. I think there's really good reasons to change the way that we, again, hire, fire, do performance reviews, do layoffs. The people side of the tech industry, I think there's room to improve. Fourth reason I'm passionate about a high-paid tech career is because I think it's repeatable and transferable. So that by setting myself up as an educator and a leader in the space, I can teach many people, including you if you're interested, to get into tech, get a six-figure salary, work remotely. So there's other benefits besides the pay itself. Pay correlates with a number of other benefits, better health benefits, time off, and so on. And I can bring that quality of life to many other people. And I think this is a big gap in the world, frankly, the United States, but really the whole world, where the financial investment guidance will tell you how to improve your return on investment, but most people don't have a bunch of money to invest. You'll hear the Dave Ramsey's telling you how to pay off your debts, which is good, but there's a lack of focus on growing your income. And as an economist, as someone who studied the demographics and the political scene of the United States and frankly the world, if you could triple or quadruple your income, most people would improve their overall quality of life better by tripling or quadrupling their income rather than by getting 5 or 10% more on an annualized basis on their investment portfolio, or even paying off all of their debts. For many people, tripling or quadrupling their income would make their debts pretty much irrelevant. And that's what happened to me. And I want to share that experience with other people. And so I think that by living out this model, I'm one of these people who says that leadership by example is a big deal. So before I try to teach other people to do it, I need to do it myself. And so that's why, and by the way, I think I have done it. So that's why I've been really passionate about reaching these milestones for myself. So I do make like multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. I work remotely. And I could go on and on about, my lifestyle or whatever, but I'm very happy with where I'm at as a staff software engineer. And I would love to help you get into tech as well, whether you get to staff or principal or not. My quality of life improvements began at the early career level. So switching from a senior political consultant to a junior software engineer was an improvement in my quality of life. And so I recommend that to you. And this is why I do focus on the pay, by the way, because if you look at the title alone, it's not obvious that senior political consultant to junior software engineer. Doesn't that sound like a step down? But my work-life balance improved and my pay improved, believe it or not. And that's why I think the salary is a really clear and easy to see bar that correlates with quality of life. Now, obviously there's more to life than money. Okay. So I'm not trying to say all your problems go away if you raise your income. I think the science is pretty clear that at least on average and to a point, income and self-reported happiness or quality of life correlate. And so this is why I think it's a pretty clear indicator that I like to communicate to you, even though behind the scenes, there's a lot of other reasons I could get into. But I think that's the one that's easy to see. And so the easy test here is if you're earning under 6 figures a year, I think you should consider career switching into tech. I hope you'll follow the page, drop a comment if you're interested. You can also sign up for free at latterly.io. Latterly is open source. You can sign up for free, join the Discord, and come chat with a community of hundreds of engineers who would love to chat with you and get a jump start on your network and your career switch into tech. Thanks for being here.